Hello guys, and welcome to another crochet and Tunisian crochet tutorial. So today we'll be looking at how to make this shawl. This shawl is called Seeing Stripes Shawl, and I've got a very special relationship with this shawl. This was one of my first patterns that got published in a magazine, so I was pretty happy when I first made it. Okay, so this is a shawl that is made in the stitch which I'll called brioche like stitch that I've introduced to you in my latest video tutorial, so where I explained the basic technique, and today we are going to be building on that knowledge. We are going to be looking at how to make the decreases. So this shawl is worked in rows, and you will start with the long edge. This will have 130 chains that would correspond to 130 stitches, and then we will gradually decrease along one edge until you basically create a tip where you finish the shawl. So without further ado, let's dive in. So for the shawl you will need 4.5mm Tunisian crochet hook, which is US size 7, which will be double-ended, or if you have two single-ended hooks of the same size, you can connect it with a cable, and that would work as well. If you'd like to make the sample exactly in the same colorway with the same yarn as I did, this would be woven Summerlit or Summerlight 4-ply. Okay, so this is fingering or sock weight yarn, and I used Coral Blush as my first color and Dark Egg as my second color. And you would need 2 balls in each. Begin with, you get your hook, and then we are going to start by chaining in color A. So we'll make a slip knot and then chain. So if you're following the pattern, that's 130. I'm going to chain a smaller multiple to demonstrate the technique. So you yarn over and pull through. That's chain 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe. Okay, once you have your 130, you'll then turn around and you will work into the back bumps of your chain stitches, yarn over, pull up a loop, then into the next one and next one, and you will pick up a stitch in every chain. So after you chain 130, you will end up with 130 loops on the hook. And now this is what we're going to do. So we've got all the stitches on the hook. We'll then slide them to the other side. Okay, turn your hook around and you will join the color B. You can make a slip knot again, or I just prefer to have a little loop like so. Place it on the hook and you'll go yarn over, pull through 1, okay, and then yarn over, pull through 2, and you keep on working yarn over, pull through 2 until you get to the end of the row, and you will end up with 1 loop on your hook. So the edge stitches, they do get slightly loose, so you can adjust them after every row just to make sure that your rows are even. And then with the same color, so that's color B, we will start picking up loops again, and we will pick up loops from the front horizontal bar. So you've got vertical bars, which are the stitches running like that, and then you've got your horizontal bars. You've got one at the front and then one at the back. We are going to work only through the forward, only through the front one, like so, all the way across the row. On the last stitch, just to make the edge stitch a little bit more secure, you can go through both the front and the back horizontal bar, but you don't have to. Just find that it gives the edge more structure. Okay, like so. And then we are going to repeat what we've just done. So you will slide your stitches to the other side of the hook, turn around, and then we are going to pick up color A again. And now we're going to have our first decrease. So we will do decrease on the return pass. So instead of yarn over pull through 1, we will go yarn over and pull through 2 right away. Okay, so we will decrease 1 stitch on the edge. So go ahead and yarn over, pull through 2 like so, across the row. So this was row number 2, return pass of row number 2. And then we will work a forward pass. Picking up loops. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Because we enclosed the space between the last 2 stitches, so we don't have any more horizontal bar between those 2. So I started with 8, now I've got 7. So again, we slide the stitches to the other side of the hook, turn around, and work standard return pass without decrease. Okay, so as you may probably sense, we will decrease 1 stitch on the return pass of every other row, and that give us that very gradual decrease. So it will be very long shawl with gentle decrease line. But if you prefer something that is kind of more dramatic, more triangular, with the sides more closer together in size, then you can have a slightly different ratio of decrease. Maybe you can decrease on every row, or you would do every other row, and then the next one would be 2 rows after that, then you skip 1, then 2 rows after that, whichever you prefer. Or you might make a few swatches, just figuring out how you would like your decreases to be. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, I need to pick up 1 more. And now we're going to slide the stitches to the other side. And because I'm back in color A, I'm doing decreases on every other row. I will now do yarn over, pull through 2, introduce another decrease, and so on. If you are following the pattern exactly, you will have 254 rows in total, and on the last return pass of row 254, you will finish with color A, working, yarning over and pulling through all 4 loops. Okay, so it's quite a lot of rows. However, it can be a great project while you are watching TV, or just something that you don't have to follow the pattern and keep on looking at your instructions all the time. Once you know the rhythm of your decrease and you've got the 2 colors, you can just kind of mindlessly work on it, and it can be a project that you just put into your handbag and have on the go without having to waffle around with papers and gadgets and so on. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this super quick tutorial. Again, I'm going to link the pattern in the description box below to my blog, and you can also purchase the pattern on my Ravelry or Lovecrafts shop. So it's all the same as usual, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you and bye bye.